All right, how's everyone doing? This is Tim here from New Hampshire. We got a beautiful fall day out here. I'm on the Appalachian Trail, actually. So if you've ever wondered what the Appalachian Trail looks like, this is it. And it looks like we got a chipmunk joining in on the fun here. So we're going to be talking about the vegetation lab today. Obviously, I can't be in Ravenna Park, which is where we normally do this lab. Ravenna Park is in Seattle. But I've tried to find a spot here in New Hampshire that approximates the terrain that we encounter in Ravenna Park. And as you can probably notice here from to the sides of the video, you see that we're in a little valley. And Ravenna Park is also in a valley. And again, simulating the topography of Ravenna Park. What we're going to be doing today is characterizing the vegetation of this valley, describing it in a quantitative way. Now, that's going to entail measuring some trees. It's going to entail maybe looking at the percent cover of plants on the ground here, growing near the ground. But we can't measure everything, and that's where sampling comes in. If I wanted to measure every single tree in this forest, it would take me a lifetime or longer. So we're not going to do that. So we need to decide, how do we figure out an unbiased way to sample a subset of the vegetation here in this valley? And unbiased is the key word. Here's a way that we have devised for this lab, and I'll show you here with a tape measure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape measure, which I've hooked onto the ground here, right on the trail. We're right on the Appalachian Trail. I'm going to run this tape measure up the trail. The trail runs almost right down the middle of this valley, okay? And so I'll go ahead and do that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a random number generator, and all of you have random number generators on your smartphones. Pretty nice feature of smartphones. You can also use Microsoft Excel to generate random numbers. And I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 50 meters, which is the typical length of our tape measures for this class. And whatever number comes up between 1 and 50, that's going to be the starting point of my transect. And now my transects are going to run perpendicular to the trail. There's going to be actually one long transect from this side of the valley down to the bottom, perpendicular to the line at the random crossing point that we've determined, and then continuing up the other side of the valley. Okay? So why do we need to randomize our starting point? So again, this comes back to unbiased sampling. You may not be able to tell, but I'm going to maybe pan the camera around a little bit here. You can see that the terrain out here is quite variable. Some of it is extremely rocky and steep. Some of it's brushy with a lot of fallen trees. Okay, if we didn't randomize, we would be tempted to put our transects in areas that are easier for us. But easier for us does not necessarily accurately characterize the true nature of the vegetation here in this valley. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are sampling in an unbiased way, not biasing our sample towards areas that are convenient for us. Okay, so I've used a random number generator. Let's pretend I did, and let's say that we'll go to the next spot here, and we'll say that I've already determined where the transect is going to cross the valley, and I'll see you for the next clip in just a second here.